Students, after the discussion of sexual reproduction in plants, today we will start with the pollination. Students, the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of stamen to the stigma of pistil is called pollination. The transfer of pollen grains from the anther of stamen to the stigma of pistil is called pollination. Pollination can occur in two ways, self-pollination and cross-pollination. When the pollen grains from the anther of flower are transferred to the stigma of same flower, it's called self-pollination. When the pollen grains from the anther of flower are transferred to the stigma of the same flower, it's called self-pollination. And when the pollen grains from the anther of flower on one plant are transferred to the stigma of flower on anther to the another similar plant, it's called cross pollination. When the pollen grains from the anther of flower on one plant are transferred to the stigma of flower on another similar plant, it's called cross pollination. Then let us discuss some agents of the pollinations. Pollination is done by insects, wind and water. Let us start with the pollination by insects. Pollination is done by insects such as bees and butterflies. The insect carry the pollen from flower to flower with the help of pollination. The certain flower have a nectary liquid or the base which contain the sugary liquid is called nectar. When an insect sit on the flower of a plant for sucking the nectar or sugary liquid, then the pollen grains from one anther of this flower stick to its body. And when this insect sit on another flower to suck nectar, then the pollen grains sticking to its body are transferred to the stigma of this second flower. In this way, the insect transfer pollen grains from flower to flower and carry out the pollination. Then second agent of the pollination is wind. The blowing wind carry the pollen grain from one flower to another flower and help in the pollination. Wind pollinated flowers do not have the large, brightly colored and scented petals or the nectar because they do not have to attract the insect. The wind pollinated flowers have the anther that hang outside the flowers to catch the wind. Then third is the pollination by water. The pollination in aquatic plant, those plant which are submerged in water, is done by water. The pollen grains are light. They are easily carried by water from flower to flower for pollination. The pollination in aquatic plants such as the Vallisneria and the Hydrilla is carried out by the water. Then next point is the fertilization. In the process in which the male gametes present in the pollen grains fuses or join with the female gamete present in the ovule to form a new cell is called zygote, is called fertilization. In other words, the fusion of male and female gamete to form a zygote is called fertilization. Fertilization takes place as follows. When the pollen grains fall on the stigma of the pistil, the pollen grains grow a pollen tube downward through the style toward the female gamete in the ovary. A male gamete move down the pollen tube. The pollen tube enter the ovule in the ovary and the tip of pollen tube burst open and male gamete come out of the pollen tube. In ovary, the male gamete of pollen tube combine with the female gamete in the ovule to form a fertilized egg cell. It's called zygote. Zygote develop into an embryo. Embryo is that part of the seed which develop into a new plant. An embryo is a kind of baby plant in a dormant state. Means dormant state means in an inactive state. Then after the fertilization, the ovule present in a ovary grow to become a seed. The seed contain the embryo, means baby plant, and food for the developing plant. There is a protective coating around the seed is called seed coat. A seed is a sexual reproductive body of a plant, can be used to grow more plants. All the ovule present in a ovary of the flower get fertilized by the pollen grain and grow become a seed. A ovary of the flower develop and become a fruit, and the fruit is ripened ovary of the flower. Then next point is the agents of the dispersal of seed. Dispersal of seed means to scattered seed over a wide area. Dispersal of seed means to scatter a seeds over a wide area. The seeds of some plants disperse but the seeds of other plant disperse in the form of fruits, because fruits contain the seeds inside them. So, dispersal of seed also include the dispersal of fruits. Then, some kind of plant grow at the different places because their seeds are dispersed to different places by the various natural agents such as the wind, water, and animal. Let us start with the dispersal of seed by wind. Students, the seeds and the fruits are dispersed by wind, either having the wing-like structure, or they have a hair, or they are very small and light, which help them to easily carried away by the blowing wind. For example, cotton, grass, drumstick, and the dandelion plant. Then next is the dispersal of seed by water. The seeds of the fruit of some plant are dispersed by water. The seeds and of the plant which are dispersed by water develop the floating ability in the form of spongy or the fibrous outer coat. The seeds of water lily plant and the coconut plant are dispersed by water. The seeds of water lily plant have a spongy outer coat which allow them to float in water. The coconut fruit have a fibrous outer coat which enable them to float in water and carry by the flowing water to far off the places. Next is the dispersal of dispersal of seeds by animals. Some fruits develop the hooks on their surface by which they get attached on the hairy body of the passing animals and carried away to the distant places. The fruits or the seeds may be carried the several kilometers by moving animals before they rub off from their body and fall to the ground. When the seeds are dispersed by animal, the seeds present in them are automatically dispersed. The fruit of the xanthanium and the urena plant are covered with the numerous hooks due to which they disperse by the animal. Then next is the dispersal of seeds by the self-explosion. When some fruits ripen, then it's set in their walls until the fruits split into two halves, making a small explosion, and their seeds are thrown away from the plant with a great force in all the directions, and thus the seeds are dispersed when their fruits burst with the sudden jerk. The ripened fruits of the custard plant burst suddenly with the jerk and scattered seeds far away from the parent plant. Then our last point of this lesson is a germination. When a seed is sown in the moist soil, it began to grow. The process in which the seed began to grow is called germination. The process in which the seeds begin or start growing is called germination. When a seed germinates, The seed coat splits, a tiny root grow downward and shoots grow upward. This produces a seedling of the plant. The seedling grow further and ultimately form a new plant. After a certain period, the plant bear the flowers. These flowers again produce the fruits and seeds. When wheat grains, then chana, maize, peas and beans, etc., all are the seeds, and that all the seeds can be germinate when sown in soil under the suitable conditions to produce a new plant.